Science is real, from the Big Bang to DNA. Science is real, from evolution to the Milky Way. I like those stories about angels, unicorns, and elves. I like those stories as much as anybody else. But when I'm seeking knowledge, I'm a simple or abstract.
Wow, you guys look great. Welcome to Sunday Assembly Nashville. If you're here for the first time, you're not the only one, I guarantee you. It's the first time we've been here at Atomic Sweater, so welcome. We get one chance to make a first impression here tonight, so I need everybody on your feet. You gotta sing and clap along. No option. Well, my temperature's rising and my feet on the floor. glass of wine in her hand. I know she was going to meet her connection. At her feet was this tall, footloose man. You can't always get what you want. No, you can't always get what you wanted. You can't always get what you wanted. But if you try sometimes, you might find you can get what you need. Get what you need. Everybody went down to the demonstration to get my fair share of you. Singing will vent our frustration. If you don't, we're gonna blow with you. Can't always get what you wanted. Can't always get what you wanted. Can't always get what you wanted. But if you try sometimes, you might find you can have what you need. Alright, this is the audience participation part. We need all the men out there to sing along. Shake us to the death. You hear them? Only the men. The men are my color girls. Can't hear you guys. Throw on some harmony or something. Alright, good. Now it's beautiful. All the women out there. You guys keep going to do you. You're singing the verse and chorus. The words are up there on the screen. You gotta sing loud on them. I went down. Straight ship. Let's hear ya. Get my fair share of abuse. Where's the girls? Where's the juices? See it? Well then, on frustration. If you go, we're gonna blow you. You can't always get what you wanted. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you wanted. But if you try sometimes, you might find you can't what you need. Always get what you want. All you gotta do is always get what you want. Always get what you want. Don't know what you want. Always get what you Great job, everybody. You sound great. Before you sit down, I want to welcome to the stage. Thank you. Unnamed Assembly Band. We'll do some introductions later. My microphone. Want to welcome up to the stage our host for today's Sunday Assembly. One of the very first people that, actually the first person that I heard about Sunday Assembly from. co-organizer. You know him, you love him, and if you don't know him yet, you will. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. David Lyle. So this is a little bit of a different feel than the building.
Yeah. I'm blinded. Yeah.
Well, the building it was amazing. For how long did we do it there?
Oh, and people, 6 months. This is our 6th month, so 5 months to build it. Kind of like an incubator, kind of like an incubator. That was, we were in gestation. And I feel like now we're born. We've hatched. Yeah. We've hatched. We've come out of the egg.
Plus, we get to go back to one service now, which makes it easier on everybody. This is a volunteer organization, right?
Yeah. We got sign-up sheets, folks. Everything's volunteer here, and but you've been growing just terrifically. Thanks to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making it a success. And we're all really excited.
You got this. All right.
Thank you. Give it up for Adam. I met him back in, it's actually a friend told me to call, you need to call this guy. He plays an instrument. This was back in like October when we were looking to set up a band for the first Sunday assembly back in November. So I called this guy, and this is Adam. But we never even met face to face. But before I knew it, he was managing all kinds of crises and getting more musicians in, and he knows all the pop music and super songs and how to do them and how to get a rehearsal going. And he's just awesome. He's been great. Thank you, Adam. So yeah, 6. This is our 6th Sunday assembly. So I mean, it's our half anniversary. Okay. Yeah, I think we should be proud. Thank you for making it happen. So, the Sunday Assembly is an international movement. And there are 28 Sunday Assemblies now, minimum, around the world. So the first one was in London in the United Kingdom. And now they're in the UK, Australia, and almost 20 here in the US. So, and Nashville is one of those. So we should be proud. We are making it happen in Nashville. Now, and so, Sunday Assembly, it's a network. It's a network. It's a network of people who are trying to make the most of this one life we know we have. And, life's pretty awesome, and I think it's something to celebrate. And, making the most of this one life we know we have, that sounds to me like living better. Live better, help often, wonder more. And that's our motto here at Sunday Assembly. And that's the one thing that we know we can do to try to live, to enjoy this one great life we have. Now, and Sunday Assembly is radically inclusive. So we don't do supernatural here, and we don't have any dogma. We have no doctrine. We're not going to ask you to buy into any dogma to be a part of Sunday Assembly. But we're radically inclusive. That means we don't ask you to check any of your beliefs at the door. And so if you're into supernatural, what you do on your time, that's great. It's cool. But we're about making connections with one another and making connections with our city and building a community together. So a little bit of housekeeping this morning. So yeah, a new venue for all of us. It's a new experience. So as you hear, there's childcare. Just down this ramp, there's a nice big living room. So the kids have lots more space than they used to. There are 2 professional babysitters there who can take care of your little ones. Kids get to play. There's
TV for them. There are 2 restrooms back here. I came in this morning and checked again, neither of them was marked. Okay, but so you go in, go down this way, and off to the right is a door, and then just behind this wall is another one. And neither is marked, but so if one's locked, just knock on it, don't panic, you're good. If the second door's locked, then I can't help you there. But that's the situation. So connections, yeah. So Sunday Assembly is itself a connection to people worldwide. And just here to enjoy the one life we know we have, because it's pretty awesome, don't you think? To be alive in the world, to be material beings, enjoying ourselves. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy science and nature programs on the History Channel. Any other? I love that. I watch a lot of it, like the universe, colored worlds spinning in other places, and or very hot suns, but one thing watching those programs, I keep thinking, man, nature, it can be pretty rough. It can be pretty rough out there. We got lions and tigers in forests, we got alligators in swamps, and the cosmos, get out of here, it's a big place, a lot of, everything's real random things happening, but the wonder of it is we are material stardust. We're here to realize, we are alive. We are alive. It's worth celebrating. And especially on a day like this, don't you think? What do you think of this weather, huh? This past week, awesome. So my girls, it's been sunny, pleasant. It kind of takes the edge off the nature thing, right? Nature can be pretty rough. But as long as you're not dealing with, tornadoes or firestorms and brush fires and hurricanes, then, on a day like this, it makes it easier to feel connected to our material world, too. It makes it easier to feel connected to our little home corner here on Earth. And so yesterday, with my 2 little girls, my husband and I took the girls to the park, and it was a beautiful day. Then we came home and we were looking at our backyard, and everything was so green. Most backyards were green, mine not so much. But forsythia had already bloomed, and it was already putting on its leafy green for the summer. We had a lot of daffodils that were fading. They were fading away. They'd already mostly come and gone. They were pretty much past it. And I started talking about how, I need to start thinking about this big dinner I'm planning in a week. I said, girls, we're going to have Easter dinner, and Mama and Papa are going to come, and your cousins are going to come. We're going to have Easter dinner. And 3 are twins. And Mary said, Easter? Why are we celebrating Easter? Wait. She's not putting you on the spot, okay? She doesn't know anything about Easter. I said, Easter, it's springtime. We're going to celebrate. It's, things are blooming. There are lots of flowers. And Francis said, Daddy, all the flowers are dead. And I said, well, don't worry. There'll be more. But, I wanted to introduce our reader. That's Carrie Stupika. And she found a great reading for today. Speaking of grass being green and thinking about some summer and the springtime. She's going to read a selection that she found from Walt Whitman's Song of Myself, which comes from his collection, Leaves of Grass. And I think that, this is a poem that he definitely wrote on a beautiful spring day like this, or summer, or certainly on a day when he was thinking about that. And chewing on a piece of grass and thinking about what it means to be connected to this world and to his friends and to others. So please welcome Harry, who will read from Leaves of Grass.
Song of Myself by Walt Whitman. 1. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air, born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old in perfect health, begin, hoping to cease not till death. Creeds and schools and abeyance, retiring back a while, sufficed at what they are, but never forgotten. I harbor for good or bad. I permit to speak at every hazard, nature without check, with original energy. 52. The spotted hawk swoops by and accuses me. He complains of my gab and my loitering. I too am not a bit tamed. I too am untranslatable. I sound my barbaric yawp over the roofs of the world. The last scud of day holds back for me. It flings my likeness after the rest, and true as any on the shadowed wilds, it coaxes me to the vapor and the dusk. I depart as air. I shake my white locks at the runway sun. I diffuse my flesh in eddies and drift in lacy jags. I bequeath myself to the dirt to grow from the grass I love. If you want me back again, look for me under your boot soles. You will hardly know who I am or what I mean, but I shall be good health to you nevertheless, and filter and fiber your blood. Failing to fetch me at first, keep encouraged. Missing me one place, search another. I stop somewhere, waiting for you.
Pretty awesome. Every atom belonging to me as good as it belongs. Yeah, a lot of good lines in that poem. That's one of my favorites. I'm really excited about our speaker today. That's Masood Taj. Masood is a lifelong artist in every medium. He's a visual artist as well as a poet. And he's had a number of multiple lives and expressions of that artistry. He had a career in the corporate world for 18 years. He was with service merchandise, and he specialized in working with employees there and integrating creativity to work together as teams and to know that they're successful in their own work. And since then, he's gone on to new careers. Specializes in helping both the fully able and especially handicapped, the autistic and developmentally challenged, to use art in helping to express themselves and connect to the world around them. And in fact, he's consulted with Vanderbilt, those two special mental health and developmental agency at Vanderbilt, and working on projects to use art to help people connect. And so I want everyone to please welcome Masood Taj.
The theme is connection, and I'm going to try to connect as deeply as I can with myself and you guys in about 12 minutes or so. And the fact is that this is exactly why we are here, not just in this wonderful assembly with wonderful acoustics and connection with you guys, but here as human beings, alive, as you said, in brief second or two, give or take. So first of all, I need to do some clarification why I might talk a little bit too mystical for you guys. It's because of my background. I take you back about a few years. I was 16 years old, and I was asked, told, you're coming to Nashville, Tennessee to study and hang out. Now the reason being is that my family is in education, international connections, and a family friend was appointed to come to Nashville, take over the Metro Public School system, be a director of Metro Public Schools in order to desegregate Metro Public Schools. Now, this is something that I wasn't aware of at that time. In fact, when I said okay to coming to stateside at 16 in Tehran, Iran, where I lived, the land of Persians, identifying myself to an ancient civilization that brought in civilized connection, as in, even though there were barbarism, people would take over each other's homes and lands, but still, they did that. But nevertheless, we're still doing that all the time. But think about it. At that point, then, the ruler decided, Darius and Cyrus decided, hey, let these guys who we took over their land believe whatever they want about their God and govern their own lands and so forth. We're just going to collect taxes from them. A few years down the line, we are civilized human beings after a lot of atrocities committing on each other because of what we believe in. Then all of a sudden we are in touch with each other again. How are we doing that? Through mass media communication, through those senses that we have. What are our senses? What we see, what we hear, what we read somehow and decipher for ourselves. And in those ways we connect first with our deeper self and then with each other. If you're really aware and watchful, then we find out that at the end of it, it's not just my thoughts, my ideas that I was a part of and were part of me, but everybody else's ideas and so forth. It was my foundation, and it was sort of my beginning and my end. What is the beginning and what the end? But that's the beautiful part about it. You know, from my belief is that it's not written yet. That which that can be talked about is not the truth. So what does that mean? That means my religion ultimately is going to take me somewhere where somebody else has already been written about it. Okay, going back, what is my identity then? Well, 16 years old, I was here in the United States, the land of Thomas Jefferson, the land of freedom, of ideals, the land of separation, of thought and belief, of governance, that has to do with a collective idea. Oh my God, think about it. Think about the idea of that. But at the same time, think about that means that the collective has to decide, not a wise king who knows better and can govern because he's already been there. No, it's a collective. So what does that mean? Collective has to communicate, connect interact and kind of get ideas from each other. Well, ultimately, no matter how many times we kill each other, it seems, we have to come to learn that we are living here for each other's lives. So, anyways, coming back to Nashville, I knew that I lost my identity after a few years. Why? Because somehow because of political, actually it wasn't really political, because of what we call our greed. Because of greed reasons that used religion and other things, I lost my country. What does that mean? Well, a religious governance is now governing a land that started civilization. What does that mean? That means, well, ultimately, I lost my sense of identity and my belonging to a belief that has no. Anyways, so what does that mean then? Because I lost my home, in a sense, while I was here, I wanted to make a connection. How do you make a connection? First with yourself, then with whoever's around you. How do you do that? Well, you do that ultimately through what you see again, what you hear, what you... So you become open to making as deep a connection as you can while you're here, because ultimately you know that no matter what it is, if you can put your hand on it, or away from you, or at the end of it, you lose it. What do you mean you lose it? Well, think about it. This body, unfortunately, each one of you who is here in this room, even the young kids, at some point, the whole planet Earth at some point, is going to implode. What does that mean then? Then everything that we can put our hands on in a pocket or put a bank or vault or we call precious commodity. You know those things we have to protect, diamonds and golds, all of those things are meaningless. What does that mean, meaningless? Because they're already gone in a sense of time. So in that case, what is precious? What is valuable? Oh my God, those things are valuable that touch me to the deepest core of my being, make me weep, make me cry, make me grow, make me think of new things, make me inspiration just comes over. What are those things? Other people's thoughts that they're written down, other people's things that they painted and that inspired me, that wanted to grow with that. Other people's music that touched me, no matter who the composer, what color they had, what kind of prejudices they had, still their music came true. In other words, what other people's sense of creativity. Those things have transcending quality. In other words, they last, no matter what this life is all about. Okay, so what does that mean then? Think about it. As long as humanity has existed, no two of us have been alike. Even the Siamese twins have different perspectives, different points of view. Which means what? Which means the true precious commodity is each one of us. Because as soon as this perspective goes, that idea, that particular unique perspective will end forever, no matter how much time will come after that. What does that mean then? That means each one of us have something to add to the future of humanity. How do we explore that? By giving it its fullest potential. How do we achieve that? Well, gosh, give it inspiration, give it love, give it health, give it those things that makes it grow as opposed to restrict it. What things restrict it? Unfortunately, education. Unfortunately, religion. Unfortunately, parental guidance and dissemination of information, even though it comes from a heart and love, but still, oh my God, how restrictive it is. So what do I do? After several years of service merchandise, as I was told, and so forth, I was free. Unfortunately for service merchandise, because even that, but fortunately for me, because why? Because all of a sudden I decided I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to work for humanity. How do I do that? I gave my life to different ways of human expression, especially in those cases whereby they can't talk, especially in those cases whereby there is this cognitive dissonance. What does that mean? As human beings, each one of us resonate in a certain sense. I know it's a little bit But it's true. In a way of music, it's true. We resonate with each other, and if you achieve that resonant frequency, somehow something sweet happens. What is that sweetness? Somehow expansion happens. We somehow expand, in a sense. And think about it then. Then the idea is to find those resonant frequency in a larger and larger scales. How do we do that? Other than opening ourselves with different forms. I work with Vanderbilt Kennedy Center on a regular basis. Started in 2005 as an experimental project to see if we can bring some artists and musicians and mind-body practitioners to work with kids that Vanderbilt Kennedy Center, who is a center in Vanderbilt University that does cognitive disorder disabilities research, which means they work with kids with autism, Down syndrome, Asperger's syndrome, and so forth. All of that means that somehow we have considered that, hey, these guys aren't conforming to what we call, anyways, going back. We were asked to see if we can make a connection with these kids. We were told, don't expect any connection, don't expect any reaction. Most of these kids don't have any interaction with the outside world except for centers like caregivers, mothers, fathers, and so forth. So imagine, we went through training. We brought in musicians, my friends, and my work into this, about 20 or 30 of us. And started off small and then last one was 80 of them. As the kids are coming in, somebody is handing them something to make noise that come out of, whether it's a drum or just a stick or whatever it is, woodwinds or whatnot, and we're already keeping a beat. Kids are coming in making noise, but the idea is not recreating a music. The idea is somehow adding your noise to the collective noise. And before you know it, we looked around, not only there is eye-to-eye connection, where prior to that there is no connection, but also there is smiles, spontaneous dancing and so forth happening. Parents coming to us afterwards saying, hey, Masood, this is the first time I actually connected with my kid. I'm not trying to force them to act like me, but let it free. And that was the start of this program, and life-changing for me and a lot of people that we brought in. And proved to me one thing, that this thing that we're doing here as human beings has that quality that transcends even the most restrictive of circumstances. Even those things that we call cognitive disorder, hey, don't even think about connecting with these folks. Might as well put them in an institution, forget about it. Well, life is more precious than that, Okay, I want to touch on some subject matters or concepts that are important to me, and I'm just going to name them out, and hopefully it makes sense to you. Reciprocity, compassion, interrelation, resonant frequency, sonic entrainment. Those concepts have spiritual connotations ascribed to them. If you think about it, I brought some woodwinds because sometimes I tend to talk too much, and when we're talking about those concepts like resonant frequency and sonic entrainment, simple woodwinds suffice. I brought 3 of them, and I hope I have time. 3 minutes, perfect. 1 minute for each. Each one of them take you to a different place. This is called a shakuhachi. And I have to center myself before I can play it. A little bit of reverb.
Masu, thanks so much. Sonic reverberation and connections. I'm going to try to remember those. Now, here at Sunday Assembly, we don't try to tell you how to act, but working together, we do try to share our own struggles with one another about trying to do our best as we can in this world. And here today to share with us is Ashley Stuckey, who's agreed to come. Ashley Stuckey is trying her best. Please welcome.
Thank you. On the way to preschool a few weeks ago, my son asked me, "Mommy, why don't we just eat people when they're dead?" I wasn't really prepared for that connection. None of the parenting books or blogs or articles tell you you're going to have to explain cannibalism to your 3-year-old. When my daughter was 3, she said, "Mommy, if you're supposed to love God more than anything else, does that mean you love him more than you love me?" So that was another connection I wasn't prepared for. And it was the point in my life where I realized I have to figure out what it is I do believe at this point. Because I was honest with her that the answer was no. And I had to figure that out. Over these last 10 years of letting go of religion, I've remained honest with her, even though that's not always been easy. There's a researcher, Brene Brown, who has this fantastic TED Talk about connection. And in her research, she's found that the greatest hindrance for connection is shame. As a mom, I make mistakes, I have guilt, I worry, and if I let the shame take over, I find myself disconnecting from my kids, going through the motions and missing out on those moments of pure joy where you really connect, and I don't want to do that. So Brene's research has found that in order to connect, you have to be vulnerable. She says in order to be vulnerable, you have to do these 4 things. We must let ourselves be seen. We must love with our whole hearts, even when it leaves us open to immense hurt. We must practice gratitude, even in the moments we are facing struggle. And we must believe we are enough. When we accept our imperfections and trust that we are still worthy, we allow ourselves to truly connect. We allow ourselves to fully experience this one life we have. It's not always easy, but it's necessary. Today's my birthday, and while I embrace... I feel like that was a plug. Today's my birthday, and while I embrace this chance to keep on living and experiencing life, I'm not always really pleased with the way aging changes me. So I'm going to leave you with this quote from Eleanor Roosevelt that helps me accept my imperfections. She says, "Beautiful young people are accidents of nature, but beautiful old people are works of art."
So Ashley's 8-year-old's question, it certainly reminds me of how great it is to be alive. Nothing to worry about. And being alive is worth thinking about and contemplating. And so at Sunday Assembly, one thing that makes Sunday Assembly a little different from some other secular groups is we like to take a minute just to be in the moment. And Masood, thank you so much. You really set this up so well. So we're going to take a minute just to be together, to listen to whatever little noises there are, and just to enjoy the minute. And then the band, after that, has another musical number for us.
It's empty in the valley of your heart. The sun, it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears and all the faults you left behind. The harvest left no food for you to eat. You cannibal, you need eater, you see. But I have seen the same. I know the shame in your defeat. I will hold on hope, and I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain, and I will change my ways. I'll know my name as it's called again. Hold on, hope, and I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain, and I will change my ways. I'll know my name and all again. So come out of your cave, walking on your hands, and see the world hanging upside down. Understand dependence when you know the Maker's land. So make your sirens call, sing all you want. I will not hear what you have to say, 'cause I need freedom now, and I need to know how to live my life to be.
Thank you again, Adam and band. That was fun. And you know, no one gets a penny from it. You know, Adam doesn't get paid. I can't believe that we got so lucky. All these great musicians up here. Sunday Assembly is all about volunteering. And there are 6 volunteers, that co-organizers that I want to introduce. I'm one, David Lyle, and Adam Newton, the band leader, is a co-organizer. And Very important person I want you to know is Tanya Besides. She handles our money and keeps our money straight and has opened a banking account for us and keeps the books. Thank you, Tanya. And Chris Terrell. Is Chris in the room? Thank you, Chris. And Ashley, you've met. So, I've got 6, right? Chris, help me do my count. Landry. Oh my word.
Here he is. Here I am.
I'm dead. Landry Butler. And old friend Masood. So, as I say, though, it's all a volunteer organization, and that's why we do need to take a collection at the monthly assembly. So, I'm hoping Landry, Chris, we got somebody with some hats, bags ready. When? Baskets. Tanya has baskets, so we're going to ask you to please pitch in what you can. This new venue is more expensive, but we hope that you agree that it's worth it. I'm gonna, and so you can write a check, you can do cash, and Tanya is able to do credit cards over there in the corner on her iPhone through wallet. You can write the check to Sunday Assembly Nashville, and now this venue is $400 a month. That's what we're paying here. So we really upped our ante on our budget. We've got 2 professional babysitters that we're paying. So we have to pay for the meetup sites. Let's see, what else we got here? They have coffee. Believe me. So realistically, we're up to about $750, $800 a month. So please do what you can. And Tanya, you're still. Are you there? Yeah. So, got some announcements while we're making our collection. I want to share with you. Actually, there's a number of announcements. One thing I want to tell you about is that we're coming up on the first ever annual General Assembly of Assemblies in London, and Landry Butler and I have agreed to go to represent Nashville. You know, it's going to be pretty rough. The first meeting on Thursday, the 1st of May, is in a pub. So, but then we do have seminars and things the next day. But and then working through the weekend, and on Sunday, Landry and I will be able to attend an assembly in London. So you know that's where it all started. And then on Monday will be a day of community service. That's another. Speaking of other expenses, so we've Ashley and Chris have gotten this organized, and we've now served the homeless a meal, 90 homeless people a meal 3 months in a row, which I think is pretty awesome. Thank you. We did pay for the food. We paid for everything. So your contributions also help toward that. And on service projects, there will be a repetition of the meal at Room in the Inn, but the big project that Ashley is working on now, and that we want you to think about, is the June 7 day of service. And the goal is to around the world, assemblies will try to contribute 10,000 hours of community service. All the assemblies around the world. And I think we can do it, especially, I think we've got a lot of hours right here. And I'd like to recognize Ashley to tell us more about that project. Ashley!
We're working with Cumberland River Compact to adopt a second stream. It's the Cooper Creek, which has a great staging area and Shelby Park. So it's going to be June 7th, I believe it's 9 to 12. And we can go check the site and pick up trash. Metro pulls it out for us.
Facebook page, and there'll be more at meetup.com, so you can know how to participate. Then this coming Sunday, big Sunday in town, and Sunday Assembly wants to be included. We're going to celebrate the springtime and we all hope beautiful weather. It's April 20, and we have Easter egg hunt and bring your own picnic, family fellowship, and open for all ages. And Chris is going to tell us more about that.
So for our Easter thing, we've reserved a shelter at Windmill Hill at Shelby Park. That's over in East Nashville. It's beautiful. That whole area is going to be ours. Bring some eggs for your kids and your own picnic. We're just going to hang out and do Easter our way. Also,
How many eggs do people bring at that meal?
24 per kid, and we'll hide them, and the kids can each hunt for 24. All these events that David's talking about and that I'm going into now, you can find on the Meetup page or on Facebook. If you don't know those sites, we have business cards over there. Just grab one and check us out when you get home. Can I talk about small groups now?
Yes. In fact, we got two more things. Small groups. Why don't you explain that?
Okay. All right. So on our topic of connecting today, the organizers really wanted to develop this more of a community. You know, we meet once a month, and I've met so many amazing people that are sitting here right now for doing this. And you know, this format is us talking to you, and we really wanted to open the dialogue to both sides. So we're going to be doing small groups, which are basically part social groups, part support groups, part let's just sit around, play some more games, have a drink, whatever. So these groups are going to be limited to about 10 people each, and we're going to have them in areas all around, so north, south, east, west, and central. We have sign-up sheets in the back if you're interested, and I've also posted them on Meetup, so you'll be able to get in there. And, you know, give you guys a chance to vent about what's happening that you don't normally get a chance to talk to. We'll also have guided topics that, you know, we as non-believers get to bring our own perspective to and hear others. So I encourage you to get back there, sign up. We also have comment cards that, you know, we want to hear what you guys think and what you want from this. We need to know what kind of speakers you guys want to hear and what you're aiming to get out of this. So head on back there and let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Then let's see that one. Inside Man. Anyone here in February? No. We had 10 cameras and a production crew of 15 people. But there's so much happening in Nashville at Sunday Assembly. They came to make a documentary about it. And are you glad? I don't know about you, but are you glad they're not here every month? It was pretty crowded, pretty crazy, but it was exciting too. And there was Morgan Spurlock came. He hosted. Sanderson Jones has been here twice to host. No pressure there, right? And but Inside Man is they've told us that it's going to air. It looks like May 11, and I think it's going to be 8 p.m. It's on CNN. Yeah. So Inside Man, it's Morgan Spurlock's kind of serial documentary. And May 11, it's all about Nashville and all about Sunday Assembly. So turn on your TV. Then also, I want to recognize Dalton Autry. Dalton is president of the Secular Student Alliance at Vanderbilt and has a really exciting speaker coming up that they're bringing to town.
So on Tuesday this week, April 15th at 6:30 p.m., we have Dr. Darrell Ray, author of books such as God and Sex, Our Religion, Distorted Sexuality, and The God Virus. He will be coming to speak at Vanderbilt University in the Stevenson Center, 4327. If anybody is interested in going to that and hasn't heard about it on the Meetups or Facebook page or everything else that I've been spamming it on, then by all means, just I'll probably be standing over in this corner. Just come up to me, you can hand me your information, or I can hand you mine, and I can send you updates about it. Thank you.
Dalton Stevenson Center, is that like the math chemistry building?
Yeah.
I think it's close to 21st Avenue. So, and let's see. So we got our coffee over here after the service. There's coffee, cookies, I think, something. So please stay and drink it because we made 2 pots this time. And this location, it was awesome being at 5 Points in East Nashville. I loved it. I think we all did. This is a terrific location. I hope that you'll think about doing a meal with friends old and new after the service. There are some choices. One that comes to mind, you may know about Jack's Barbecue downtown, and maybe you've been to Jack Coffin's here in Charlotte, but that's his other location. And it's just literally 3 blocks away. It's at 16th Avenue and Charlotte is Jack Coffin's barbecue. So, nice dining room, good space, a little bit bigger than Drifter's was, and they are open on Sunday. I checked it. Then, let's see, any other announcements? Chris, Ashley, if I left anyone out. So, wow, 6 months. So Sunday Assembly Nashville started kind of back in August. And I think I've been kicking around the idea, and with some people who are in this room, thinking about, we ought to have some kind of way of building community for those of us who don't go to a church and just can't see us being able to do that. I remember having a conversation around the time my girls were born, and mother suggested, well, wouldn't it be great if after the girls were born, you go ahead and take them to church? I said, I don't know, Mother. And she said, well, they'd meet other people, they'd meet other kids, and they'd meet all these interesting people. And so I said, I don't know, Mother. Because, I felt like I just had to find a way to live in life with some integrity about my own conscience and be truthful with my children from the beginning. So I've been kicking around the idea of, well, why can't we, have an inclusive assembly for people where we don't ask you what you believe and don't require you to believe a creed. And so in maybe August, I saw a news article about Sunday Assembly in London. And, and it said that there was something called Sunday Assembly. And 2 interesting people, Sanderson Jones and Pippa Evans, had just decided, hey, there ought to be an assembly for people who just want to get together and sing some great pop songs and celebrate life and get to know each other and build community. And you can go, check it out. And they already had a web page, so I contacted Sanderson Jones by email. And he said, well, Pippa and I want to do a world tour. And it's going to be on our own nickel. We're going to pay our own way to go around and visit these people, because we're getting a lot of interest. People say they want to start, they want their own Sunday assembly in their own towns. And I thought, well, that's awesome. You ought to come to Nashville. And they said, great. All you have to do is find a venue that's available on the date we tell you that we can be there. And get the word out and get a lot of people to come, and get some people there to set up chairs and make it happen, and come up with a theme, and and it would be great to have some musicians and have some songs, and oh boy, this is getting really scary, and pretty scary project, it's kind of like being in the cosmos with everything's random, and a lot of and people are expecting things from you, and so but I thought, okay, so start thinking about this, and maybe a week later, I got another email from Sanderson, and he says, David, meet Landry Butler. Landry, meet David. And suddenly there was a connection, and the whole project seemed a lot less scary and a lot more doable. And Landry, man, let me tell you, the guy is a natural organizer. So, I mean, within 2 days after that, I knew we were good. We were good. So we keep working, and then my friend Melissa says, okay, you need to call, I know this guy. He plays something, and in my head, I probably thought drums. He's a drummer. So I called this guy, and it was Adam. And I said, Adam, you know, I'm doing this thing. It's kind of a godless church, but we don't talk about not being godless. And he said, oh, yeah, I'm in. So he's willing to be in the band. But we don't really have a band leader, you know, and then already he calls other people, and I called other people, and our people were talking to his people, were talking to my people, and oh man, conflict, and but Adam worked through all that, and everything was good. We got more connections, worked out, we all stayed on the same page, and it's how it's been the last 6 months. We just get more people willing to pitch in, and more connections with people with special skills. Ashley and Chris have made amazing things happen, feeding homeless people. Andy Cope has made mountains of food, and other people have driven the food there to bring them in the inn. And you know, in the end, I guess that's why all of us are doing it. Well, first of all, if it weren't fun, you know, we wouldn't show up. You wouldn't be here if it weren't fun. But I neither would I. But I feel like, you know, when we talked about connections as our theme, I thought, that's kind of esoteric and abstract. But, you know, it's what Sunday Assembly is all about. And thanks to you, it's working beautifully. And I feel like I've connected with all these awesome people. And other people in the city that I would not have met otherwise. And so many of us would not have met. Like a Room in the Inn. It was started by this Catholic priest, Charles Strobel. And, you know, and he's kind of into he's definitely coming at it from a religious perspective down there at Room in the Inn, in terms of service to people from a religious position of religious belief. But he was open, and the people at Room in the Inn were open to let us come and serve the homeless there. And so we made a connection with an important institution in Nashville, and we're able to serve people from the street that otherwise none of us would ever meet. And you know what? At the next assembly, some of the people who we had served meals to came to the assembly. So it was pretty awesome. You know, and I'm just reminded of my conversation with Frances. And in the backyard yesterday, she was like, but Daddy, all the flowers are dead, so why are we celebrating? And I did tell her, well, don't worry, there'll be more flowers. But I could have just said, you know what, but we're alive. And I think that's worth celebrating.
Okay, we're almost done, guys. Thanks so much for coming out. Before I'm going to use that chord right there because we got a birthday in the house. We got to sing happy birthday, right? Anybody else's birthday is today or this weekend? Liars. All right, so everybody has to sing happy birthday to Ashley. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Stand up for everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashley. Happy birthday to you. All right, you guys can all stand up. While you're doing so, I want to introduce the Unnamed Assembly Band, and we're going to sing one more song before we go out. I have Ray and Deb Dennison with me for Ray's on keys, Deb's on background vocals. Thank you to them. We have Johnny Pereira on drums. rocking it out. We have Matthew Smedberg on bass and vocals, and Dr. Matthew now, and Jameson Sevis on everything. So, my name is Adam Newton. We appreciate you coming out. All right, everybody's got to sing along with us here too, and then I hope you stick around and go to lunch afterwards. All right, here we go. Thank you to Ben Stuckey on bass. I forgot you and Sam. Huge.